What's going on, guys? Welcome to Nightmare Chess. This is my first official video. I'm rated around somewhere between 8 to 900. So I will be making videos of my ELO rating climb. We're going to journey to try to get to 1200, and that's already been a headache within itself. So let's see how that goes. But before we start playing actual games against opponents, I think I'm going to do a series where I just play a few bots first, so you just get a general feel of how I play. I figured we would skip all the beginner bots, and we would skip some of the intermediate ones like Maria and Amir, and we'd start with an annoying bot that most people find tricky with his queen. And I know that when I was first playing chess about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, um, he was a real problem for me. I think I'm at a point now where he's not as much of a problem. So I hope I don't jinx myself here, but we're going to start with Nelson. So let's go ahead and start, see what we're playing as. All right, and we're starting as white. Let's go ahead and go to e4 here. Okay. So we know that he's usually planning out to bring out the queen. I'm going to go ahead and take over the center with the two pawns. And here comes the queen. Now, of course, some people, when you first play, you have instincts to attack the queen, but a few things are not going to work right off the bat. For example, this here, attacking the queen, just leads to the queen coming with a check to the king and taking the pawn. As well as bringing this knight out here to attack the queen. You might think that's a great move, but again, that also leads to the queen coming here, checking the king again. You also have this knight move here. You can bring the knight out to c3. However, usually the next move after that is the bishop coming out to b4, pinning the knight so that the queen can come here anyway. And a lot of times that's missed. I know I used to miss that. I think right now the first thing I'll do is bring the bishop out to d3. Okay, gives the check. Now obviously I can block with the knight. I can block with counterattack with the bishop. I can also just move a pawn up. I'll just defend with the knight. Okay. Now I think is a good time to attack with the queen and defend this pawn. Not that it's being attacked, but can use the knight to attack the queen from here. And I don't think the queen has any special tricks. Okay. Now this is a very common trick, obviously. You see this in a lot of play against opponents and bots. And a lot of us have instinct to either push this pawn up to defend or to bring this rook into g1 to defend, and neither of those moves are recommended, at least from me. I don't usually have luck with that. And I know there's some sort of trick here where we can kind of trap the queen. I just don't know if I have the position for it. Here, here, here. What does he have there? I mean, I guess just to come back or to retreat. Okay, let's just try that. Let's see if this works. Pawn comes up. Queen takes. Rook comes up. Attacking the queen. Okay, so she had this runaway square. Most obvious thing that comes to me, or the quickest thing I see, is to just push this pawn, attacking the knight with vision on the queen. And what will most likely happen is the queen will move to another square, possibly this one. But then we could take the knight in that position. I'm just going to see if there's any other options here. Takes. Okay, I don't see anything else. Let's try it. Bishop takes knight. Let's see. Let's take back with the pawn. Okay. So the knight comes in to block the attack on the queen. And also threatens to take this pawn here on c3 if I'm not careful, attacking the queen. I can just take, but then the queen comes in with a check. There's ideas of this. I think what I'll do is I want to bring the bishop to defend the pawn. I'm just not sure if I should move here or here. So let me think. If I move here, I guess that's all right. Keep the file open so I can slide the rook over. Okay. Now that defends the knight, but I don't want it there for long, especially because I still have plans of keeping an attack on the queen. So I can en passant here. Pawn move twice next to my pawn. I can en passant. The question is, should I? Because just I've been told, and I hear a lot, just because you can en passant doesn't mean you should. So if I en passant here, let's see, the queen can basically take. Also looking at this knight, but it's defended by the queen. So let's just en passant and see what happens. Castle. Probably a good move. Take here. No. Take here. Queen can just come up like this. However, if the queen comes up, then there's some ideas of bringing the rook back down and pinning the queen. And the queen won't have any choice but to take, or to be taken, or to take the rook. And I take back with the knight. And again, if I take with this knight, the queen just comes in with a check. Not a fan of that. And then I'm kind of worried, I guess, of what can happen with this, but the queen's watching the knight, so not sure that that's a big threat. Let's take here. Perfect. Basically pins the queen to the king. He'll have one move from now to try to get away, maybe this. And I unfortunately don't have that. That's just a straight take. So what's the other way to do it? I can also come here or here, attacking the queen now. I'm just going to try this, I guess, see if it works. But I'm almost positive once I go here, king's going to move here or here to get away. Let me make sure I'm not blundering anything. Here I can just take, check. Okay, so if I come down like this, the knight can go here, jump over. Oh, but if he jumps over like this, there's no check right away, and I have an immediate take with the bishop to the queen, and he can take the rook, but we're willing to trade the rook for the queen. Not sure what. Oh, I see. Double attack. So if I go, wait, but the queen's pinned regardless. So if I go here, the rook has to take, and then I'll just take the queen. So that works. If I take back, then the knight takes. It is a trade, and I have enough material, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just keep my advantage and hold on to as many pieces as I can. So I'm going to take with the pawn. Okay. I mean, at this point, black's got to go for whatever. The question is, do I have an immediate checkmate or some tactics here to trap it? Here. would let me just come straight down. And he doesn't have enough time to get out of this. See, there's three pieces that are undeveloped, which is why I have an advantage as well. Um, oh, not to mention I could just come up with a check. Oh man, if this file was open, that would be checkmate, I think. So I can go here and then just come up and that's checkmate. Let's see if that works. Okay. Pawn defended by the knight, so I think I just gotta take it. He's just trying to delay the checkmate. Another block. That's good. Can also. Ooh, the queen's attack. Thank God I saw that. Losing my queen. So maybe I mean, I can do this and then just come up with the checkmate. This bishop is going to do everything to hold on. Maybe come here. Which is, I mean, even though I take the rook still. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that he can hold on. Let's see. Should I check here? This might be it. Okay, if I come here, he can move one more time. And my bishop is not in a position to come up and check. How about here? Check. Who's here? And then mate. All right, that's it, guys. So that's game one versus the Nelson bot, rated 1300. I did play as white, so if I played as black, you know what? Let's just do that. Let's play Nelson as black. And we'll do 2 games in one today. How about that? We'll play as white and we'll play as black. And we'll try to speed this one up. All right, Nelson. Again with the queen tricks. That's what Nelson's popular for. Let's see here. We defend the pawn. Let's attack the queen. Now, normally when the bishop is here, that's a concern. And right now, I'm not a fan of this move because we really would like to attack the queen and then try to come in here. Let's just bring the knight in. I'll probably do this. If I take, takes, then I have this. And the queen will probably come up on top of the knight. But I think I like that. If I take here, this could push. Either way, I'm still able to take with an attack. Let's try it. Right. Then I take. Queen's probably going to try to pin it. Right. I guess I will just bring a pawn up to defend. Okay, so and then here's one thing I'm already seeing. Once I come here, this pawn's going to come down. And I, you know, have to get the king out the way. So the knight's stuck. So I probably should have put more time into that. Let me think here. You can also just bring the queen out. We can do a trade. And I'm 2 pawns up, so I don't think I mind. I can push this pawn to attack the queen, I think. I think I could do that. Takes. I just take back. I should have thought of that. That's always a good move too. Going for the trade, but also taking the piece. So now I might be down. I mean, I might as well take at this point. Then I will bring the bishop to g7 here, defending the knight, and then I will castle. Matter of fact, I should take the bishop. Bishop is pinned to the king right now. Oh, I guess not. I don't have anything pointing down to the king, so that was not smart. All right. We might not be winning this one. We'll see. Let's tuck the bishop away. Let's go for a knight attack. Let's just move the knight. Or the king. Why do I keep saying the wrong pieces? And he has plans of this. Can I just go here? I think I could just, I'm pushed upon him to move away. Okay, I'm gonna try this and then block the bishop from defending the knight. Oof, did not see that. This one's not going well for me, guys, I'll be honest. I mean, to state the obvious, right? Let's see. Okay. Let's, if I go here, I mean, you can take there. Let's just defend some pieces. I mean, I can also just, yeah, let's defend and then we'll move the bishop to attack the knight. See what happens. Okay. I'm thinking of probably having to retreat the bishop or tuck him away. C7. Here, let's just tuck the bishop in front of the king, I think. Maybe bring the rook out. Again with this plan. Took the knight. Alright, now let me think here. If we take, takes. I think that favors white. Not really great for us. I need to take one of these two minor pieces here. If I do this, then he can just come and then... What if I push this? We can also move the rook to the open file. I mean, I don't really want him on a white square because of this white squared bishop, or light bishop. But let's try it. I think I want to push this. If I push, then he can just come down to defend this pawn. How about if I go here and then come around, and then he has this as well. First, let's try this idea, and then if he blocks that, we'll try the other idea. Okay. Okay, because he knows if I come here, he can just take here. I guess we'll just take here. Wait. Or maybe I come here. Let me make sure that the knight doesn't have a square to attack the rook there. I don't think so. Knight's pinned. Okay. All right, let's see here. I think we still have a fighting chance. Let me make sure we're still good to go. Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Just had to make sure I was still recording here. This is my first video, so I'm kind of new to this. Let's see. If I take... at this point, I should try to get some of these pawns up. So maybe what happens if I go here, then he goes here, I come up here. So maybe we try to move the bishop. But I'm wondering if I need to take this first. Or if I just push it up. And then I guess I can move the king and make a pawn chain. Yeah, that's tough. Let's try to attack the bishop. Okay. I should definitely defend the pawn. And if I come here, then maybe plans of this, which is annoying. I think I want to try to make a pawn chain with these three. Oh, all right, let's see. Check. You can just come here and brings him closer to my pawns. He's trying to open this up for the check here. I can just come here, I guess. Maybe we just start trying to push. Plans of this, maybe. Is he going to checkmate? Down, down, check. I can just take there. Bishop would have to reposition like this. But at that point, I can relocate the bishop dark squared so I can have some runaway squares. Trying to push the pawn up and attack this pawn. All right. So first thing I think we'll do is here, and then we can come up one, that's check with the rook. And then we just bring the rook up one more time, I think. Well, right now it's already watched. Let's see what happens. Bishop ready to take, but he can't take because this has to be addressed. And now I can do this, guys. Put the rook behind the pawn, and the bishop watches the rook. So I get to promote. I think. We'll see. All right, we did it, guys. That was a rough one. Honestly, I was getting destroyed in the beginning there easily. Let's see. How do we end this is the question. Let's try the most obvious moves, I guess. I don't want to overthink. Let's just keep the bishop. I know we have a winning position, but... Wait, let me not stalemate here. Which I still have a tendency to do here and there. This is probably the worst way to checkmate right now, but hey, man. Whew. All right, guys. That was a way tougher game as black. Mainly because I wasn't paying as much attention. Otherwise, we probably would have had a better position there, but it's all right. And there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. That was our first two games against Nelson as white and as black. Let me take a quick look here and see who the next spot is. And that will be our next opponent for our next video. Jade, rated 1300. So that will be our next video, is against Jade. And we'll see how that game goes, guys. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.